Hi, it's Matt Hewitson from MatchHR. It's 21st of April. I just thought it would be timely to provide a bit of a quick update on the market from a HR perspective here in Perth. We're now about probably 5 or 6 weeks into the big social experiment, which is everybody working from home and working remotely. So a number of people that I am talking with at the moment are still getting used to, I guess, the sort of socialisation and also the burden of time spent on Zoom in particular as a means of communication and connection. So I think there are obviously bonuses and benefits of Zoom, but I guess I've sort of starting to be joke that each Zoom minute is worth 2 Earth minutes in terms of the actual value of some of the calls and the long calls that people are sitting on, just because of the amount of time that it takes to I guess achieve some things that that might have been able to achieve in a 30-second sort of chat in the kitchen or in passing as you're sort of walking down the hallway of the office. But certainly at the moment it's it's helping everybody to stay connected and together, which is great. Most organisations have sort of now come into almost a COVID BAU sort of style, I guess. At the moment we've had Easter a week and a half ago. We've got Anzac Day coming this week, and of course we are in the middle of school holidays as well. So I think this has been a bit of a collective breath that people have been taking. And it's been a pretty hard and pretty intense sort of 6 weeks for most people in HR, dealing with existential crises and a lot of challenges coming from all directions. So I do hope that everybody is making the most of the opportunity to be home a little bit more, and more time with family, more time out walking the dog and doing a bit of exercise as well. So these are things that it'd be nice to ensure that we carry over. When things do return to normal somewhat. I don't think that we are going to fully probably ever go back to normal. I think from a HR perspective, the challenge that we'll now face is that working from home is normal. Going into the office is not normal. So the impact that this has on leasing arrangements, on sort of office setups and fit outs, is going to be pretty massive, and of course the technology side of things as well. So I think people will have a taste now of working from home. People will either love it, they might hate it, but certainly I think it's going to be something that we need to look at from an engagement and from an enablement perspective as well. And I think it's ironic that only probably only a few months ago, but over the last few years we've had this push for sort of end-of-trip facilities, in particular in these new buildings that have been going up, whether it's in the city or sort of in the outer suburbs, for end-of-trip facilities around obviously people being able to change and shower when they have ridden into work or walked or sort of cycled into work, and hair dryers, straighteners, all those kinds of things that have been so important from an employee engagement perspective, and obviously in enticing sort of workers and companies to lease buildings. That's all going to change now, because people are coming into work less, and potentially those things are not going to be as important as what they once were. So as I've sort of talked about in a few of the podcasts over the last couple of weeks, the change that potentially will need to occur, or at least will need to start evolving to, is a move to rewarding employees maybe 100% or certainly a large proportion on output and delivery, as opposed to the amount of hours that they've sat in the office in front of the computer. So those are all the sort of challenges that we need to start thinking about, as is the the need to become more agile and more able to deal with these sort of pressures and sort of shocks to our markets and to our economies as we go on. I think we've had the bushfires over east. We've had obviously this virus. Who knows what the future will hold. It's certainly not unreasonable to think that these sort of situations won't become more of a normal occurrence in years ahead. So the opportunity for HR at the moment in particular is to ensure that we are able to deal with it. We're ahead of the curve, and we've got things in place to be able to deal with it. So from my office to yours, hope you are keeping well, and look forward to chatting with you soon. Feel free to reach out to me on matt@matchhr.com.au or on the mobile. Look forward to connecting. Have a great afternoon. Thanks.